I feel like many boxers now, they gain a belt in one division, they move up, but like Rolly won a belt at 140 from a 60-year-old guy, you know what I mean? Like, and
Somebody's grandpa, like Spence said. He'd be somebody's
yeah,
grandpa.
yeah, he needs to rematch his grandpa, you know what I mean? Because that fight, you can tell that he lost that fight. Playing now, and look,
Spence punished that boy.
he punished that boy like. So I think Crawford is in trouble.
And Ugas clocked him, man, with like 2 or 3 good shots, even hit him up against the ropes or whatever. And Errol's still like trying to play it cool. And I was like, that is so strange. Like, what is he doing, man? It doesn't make any sense. I'm like, I bet that accident knocked all his freaking teeth out. And I bet that he has fake teeth and he thought he lost them. All fast forward like a freaking year and a half, and he does an interview.
Hey everyone, thanks for being here with us, the Dream Boxing Channel. Your host Anthony and Alan. We're excited to talk about 2 fights: Inoue against Fulton this Tuesday, and Errol Spence against Crawford. So please smash the like button and subscribe to our channel.
All right, let's get it.
I feel like many boxers now, they gain a belt in one division, they move up, but like Rolly won a belt at 140 from a 60-year-old guy, you know what I mean? Like, and
Somebody's grandpa, like Spence said. He'd be somebody's grandpa.
yeah, he needs to rematch his grandpa, you know what I mean? Because that fight, you can tell that he lost that fight. So like he was like the pound for pound in his
Great
division.
boxer, but I don't know if he has enough power to do damage to Inoue. But I think Inoue or Inoue, however you want to say it, he can knock out anybody around his, and it's only a couple pounds. You know what I mean? So, I, if you're betting, you're gonna go with the champion, the pound for pound champ, until proven otherwise, is what I say on this one. So I'm going with Inoue. Possible stoppage, but I think he's going to get a victory for sure. It should be a tough fight though, because this dude Fulton, like he definitely, you can see that he can box different styles. So hopefully he doesn't, make it boring or anything like that. But I think Inoue's going to keep putting pressure on him to get the win, just like he said.
Yeah, no, I think I'm with you on this one. I think Inoue has the arsenal to break him down. So I think the biggest fight right now for me would be Inoue against Loma.
Yeah, man. I'm glad you brought that up. I was thinking about that when I was driving earlier today, like what we were going to talk about. I'm like, you can totally see that happening. I mean, it would need to happen in the next couple of years, but yeah, Loma looked awesome his last couple fights. He beat that young kid that was way bigger than him, and then he beat Haney. He's still got gas in the tank, but yeah, hopefully Inoue can move up in the next year or two. That'd be a freaking blockbuster right there, too.
Yeah,
That would
because
be
like
so sick.
both fighters are like smart.
Amazing.
Looking at them, like every move that they do is calculated. Like just like Boots, what Boots did like over the weekend.
Power,
Oh,
skill,
yeah.
yeah,
I mean,
absolutely. All right, let's talk about the big one, man. The one we've been waiting. We've been telling these viewers about this for so long, and it just came up out of nowhere, man. It was weird. Like, this should have happened a few years ago, even more than that, like before his car accident, it should have happened. And then after, like, there's no explanation why this hasn't happened. And it just popped out and was like, oh yeah, July 29th, and they basically like kind of got it done amongst themselves. But props to Errol Spence, because he's been holding out for this last belt for a long time. Mr. No Tune-Ups. I love his style, man. I give him a lot of respect for waiting and saying he was coming for that belt. And he took, some sacrifices in the negotiations to get this done. We don't know all the details of that yet, but I mean, these are clearly the two best welterweights, one of the most exciting, always has been, divisions in boxing. Same division as Manny Pacquiao, Spence, Porter, Crawford. So we're finally going to hash it out and see. These are the two left standing. Spence has 3 belts and Crawford has a WBO belt. So I want to get your take on this, because I got a few things to say about it.
okay. So, just so you know, Crawford was undisputed, meaning that he had all the belts at 140. If he beats Spence, they're fighting for undisputed. So if Crawford wins, he's going to be the best boxer, probably one of the best boxers of all time. So this is a lot in stake for Crawford. Spence is just going to prove that he's the best in the division. And I personally think that Spence is going to win this fight. They say it's 50-50. Spence fought Sean Porter, broke him. He fought Danny Garcia. He fought, like, I forgot the guy from England who he broke his orbital.
Kell Brook,
Brook broke his
champion.
eye.
Yeah.
And then Crawford fought all these guys after Spence.
Right.
I feel like when you're in boxing and you have like big fights, like your body breaks down. So I feel like Crawford did beat him, and yeah, he like stopped him. But like, why didn't he fight them in their prime?
That's right.
That was Sean Porter's last fight. And I love Sean, but if he would actually fought the Sean Porter that fought Thurman, man, he would have been in trouble.
Yep.
So I think Spence is bigger, stronger. Crawford has a lot of skills, but I feel if Crawford wins, it's going to be by decision. I can see Errol Spence breaking him down, maybe in the 10th round, stopping Terence Crawford.
That's a great assessment. Yeah, I like it and everything. I'm glad you put all that info out there in the beginning. That's great for the viewers to understand all that from Crawford's side. Yeah, he was undisputed, probably a little bit weak, but like you said, I think Errol's resume is better. He's fought a couple more people, and he was fighting the guys at the prime. He had a car accident a few years ago, very, very bad one. Knocked his teeth out. I mean, his face was swollen, broken bones, like really bad. People didn't even know if he was going to come back at all. He's had 2 fights since then, and it's been a few years, and another injury before the Pacquiao fight that we were going to, where he had the torn retina. So, having said that, I still say before the accident, like before that, when people would ask about this fight and it was getting hyped up back then and everything, everybody was, on Crawford's jock there, Crawford. Even back then, I was saying Spence. He's big, he's pressure, he goes to the body. Okay, since that accident, I still, even all this time, I don't think that he's been, he's tested himself enough. Besides the gym, like he beat Danny Garcia, he looked pretty good, and then he beat Ugas, he looked much better. Okay, so I'm leaning towards Spence. He's my guy. He's like one of my favorite fighters. I love his style, everything. He sits down on his punches. He just goes to the body, southpaw. I mean, he's just nice. Got a lot of power, stopping power. So I'll say like 55-45 Spence, but I really do think this is 50-50. Crawford is smaller, but Crawford's like unpredictable. He's got a lot of style and everything, and he's just got like that if you watch all of his fights, man, it's like always something surprising. You know what I mean? Like when he hit Porter with that low shot, he was aiming low when he came down, southpaw, orthodox, and he throws like crazy punches too, like kind of like a street fight. That's what he reminds me of, is like a street fighter. So like he's very dangerous and he has knockout power even against Spence. Um, so yeah, I'm cheering for Spence. I'm rooting for Spence, but I could totally see like Crawford, getting a knockdown or just throwing something surprising or like really surprising people. So this fight could go a couple different ways. What I hope doesn't happen, I don't think it will, is Crawford listening to the advice of the people trying to box him and move around, and that'd be pretty weak. I hope they go toe to toe. We see that old school '80s, Hagler, Hearns, all the Four Kings guys, and these guys just stand there and go toe to toe. If that happens, I'm going for Spence just because he's a little bit bigger, or I'm thinking he's going to pull it off. But yeah, man, I'm not sleeping on Crawford at all. There's a lot of fans though that are just like, oh man, Crawford's gonna knock him out. He's too sick or whatever. Like, come on, man. Spence is a big dude. Like, Spence has been hit. Remember when he dropped his mouthpiece? Ugas hit him so clean, man. Just hit him right in the jaw, dude. Smoked him with a right hand. A couple shots. We should talk about that real quick too. And Spence, like, it didn't even phase him, dude. He was like, he finally put that out in the interview. If anybody was wondering, like, what happened with that, if y'all watched that fight against Ugas. So what happened was, I knew that's exactly what happened too. I think I might have told you, Alan, but because Spence is like one of my favorites. I always watch his interviews. He doesn't put out a ton, but I was like, he hadn't said yet that he had got all his teeth knocked out in the accident. But this part right here, his mouthpiece came out and he just like stopped the fight. He just like walked off and he was like looking for his mouthpiece. And then he was really embarrassed and he was trying to play it cool. Like he did this little shimmy or whatever. And meanwhile, Ugas, he was still fighting, always protect yourself. And Ugas clocked him, man, with like 2 or 3 good shots, even hit him up against the ropes or whatever. And Errol's still like trying to play it cool. And I was like, that is so strange. Like, what is he doing, man? That doesn't make any sense. I'm like, I bet that accident knocked all his freaking teeth out. And I bet that he has fake teeth and he thought he lost them. All fast forward like a freaking year and a half with his wife. That's exactly what happened. He has like a partial. He's got like dentures or whatever. The accident did knock out his teeth. When that happened, he thought, when his mouthpiece fell out, he thought that his freaking teeth fell out. And so he was like really embarrassed and he was like looking around. So all that to say, he can take a shot, but I'm sure people like saw that fight, like, what is he doing, man? He just like stopped fighting for a second. So he's talked about it a couple times. He's really cool about it too.
Yeah, and he's really funny.
He's
Bro,
a funny
he
dude,
wants to
man.
fight him, and he's like, bro, you gotta go fight your grandpa. You gotta give a rematch to your grandpa. You lost that fight.
This is like so slow and chill, man. Like people think I talk slow or something. He's got that Texas, man, just like, swagger and just chilling. But he's funny, man. If you listen to what he says, he's hilarious. His
Yeah,
coach is on fire too, man. How about Derek James? He's coach of the year. He's got Spence, Anthony Joshua, Ryan Garcia, Frank Martin. He's put together a little stable over there.
yeah, he has a lot of Anthony Josh and Ryan, like you said. Um, but yeah, I think like I agree with what you're saying. Like I think Spence is gonna take a lot for Crawford to break him down.
Yeah.
Like Danny Garcia, he got in fights and you could tell like he was power puncher. Like Danny Garcia is known to be like a power puncher, like he has a good left hook.
Yeah.
And and man, like when I was excited for the Danny Garcia against Spence, and Spence just made him use his jab, keep him out. He didn't do anything. He made him look bad, and like I think that was the worst beating that Danny Garcia ever got. And then you go with Ugas, bro. That was one of the most beautiful boxing skills that I seen. Like I love how Ugas fights. Using his reach,
He's smart.
staying out, and look,
Spence punished that boy.
he punished that boy like. So I think Crawford is in trouble personally.
Yeah, dude. And the reason I like Spence so much, I want to tell everybody this too. I'm glad you said that because it reminded me. the reason I like Spence so much, besides he's just cool as crap, man. You know, he's out there in Texas with his horses and his kids and everything. He's just a good dude. But the reason I started watching him more is because the Mikey Garcia fight. Like before that, I knew who he was. I knew who he was in the division and everything. But when he fight Mikey, dude, like it was embarrassing. Like Mikey couldn't do a damn thing, dude. He didn't win a round, and all Errol did was just jab him, man, just power jab, man. And he was using his distance. Like Errol's smart too, you know, when he needs to be. So I'm like, dang, man, he just like, you know, beat one of the other fighters I like. Okay, so then he fights Sean Porter. I was going for Sean Porter in that fight. Like you, like I like Sean Porter. I like his style. You know, he's there toe to toe, and I'm like, man, this dude Spence is on him like a cheap suit, dude. And they were just toe to toe. Yes, that fight could have gone either way. I think the knockdown, you know, made the difference. But that was a great fight. And then after that, I'm like, oh man, Spence, he's got my respect. Like so, yep. And then like you said, he beat Garcia easy. He beat Ugas easy. Who knows what would have happened with Pacquiao, but we're about to see. I mean, these are the last two standing right here. These are clearly the best. I think
Yeah.
Spence is a little better and his resume is a little bit better, but Crawford, he's a dog, dude. Like Crawford's tough. He's got heart too.
Yeah, and just adding to that and to Crawford and Spence, like Spence didn't take a tune-up fight
Right.
because everyone is talking about Crawford and Crawford is good and Crawford is the best. Like everybody's hyping Crawford. And he might win, you know, he might
Yeah.
prove wrong, but Spence is like, like this dude had like his eye damage. He got in a car accident. He couldn't move up in weight class. Like he's big for this weight class. He's gonna move in weight class after he wins this. He's not like defending his belts. He just wants to prove that Crawford is not the
That he
best.
can exactly. That's what
That's
I'm
really
talking
like his
about.
time. He's
Yes.
47. So this is gonna be an exciting fight, and I'm excited. And it's what, like 10 days?
Yeah,
Like
man. Yeah.
next day?
Yep, exactly. Yeah, Saturday. So it's pay-per-view. It's probably gonna be well worth it. This one, I don't know if I'm gonna trust the stick on this one, man. I gotta buy this. All the people out there with the fire sticks, man, you're gonna have to shell out the 80 for this one, man. It's gonna be worth it. This might go down, man, as one of the all-time great fights. I hope it does. I hope they fight, you know, two or three if it's close. Um, but yeah, I got a feeling it's gonna be fireworks because both of them have heart, like you said, you know. Yeah, Crawford, like we're gonna see. You know, we're gonna see. Errol's been tested, Crawford's been tested, but they haven't fought anyone like each other. You know, Crawford has not fought Errol Spence before, so I
Yeah.
like Crawford. His skills are off the freaking meter. He definitely is pound for pound. But we're gonna see how much heart he does have when Spence just goes at him for 12 rounds. You know.
Yeah. But we should like stop it here
Yeah.
because we can talk so much about Tyson Fury, Canelo,
Yep.
Bibbo.
We'll
So
hit y'all with another one soon because we got a lot of good fights this summer. Boxing's back, baby. All right. God bless y'all. We'll see you soon.